let's talk about your book. Uh, this book that you wrote comes out of your own personal experience with your son. Go ahead and tell us about that, and just share some of what it's about.
Well, there's a lot of really good boundary books out there that talk about how we define our boundaries. There's books written by theologians, there's books written by psychologists, psychiatrists that really talk about how the importance of defining right and wrong, defining, what our boundary, what our breaking points are, all of that. But none of them came from a mom's heart that was dealing with this issue of a drug addicted child.
I see.
And I was going through this, and I thought, I know I'm not the only one. Like as I spoke around the country, as I talk around the country, I have a whole book series called God Allows U-Turns, and I traveled around the country talking about faith in life, and I would mention my son, who was always in trouble, in and out of jail. I would just say this an aside, I've got an adult son that the little times, the times I would say little things, the lines consistently got longer and longer and longer of women and men coming up afterwards saying, I have an adult child that's in jail, or that's on drugs, or I'm raising my grandkids, and over a couple of years, and I'm jotting notes and journaling with my journey with my son, I started realizing, you know what, this is huge. And I'm getting through this. I need to share more about this. And the more I was getting through it, the more I set boundaries with my son, and the worse the consequences got for him. The harder that was. And I realized, we need to be around other people that can walk us through this, because I know I'm not alone in setting these boundaries. But again, when you do, there's consequences. My son is serving a sentence in prison today. And it's very difficult. How do you deal with that? Because surely had I made different choices, I might have been able to keep him out of jail.
Right.
Would it have been the right thing to do? No. Would it have helped him? Not in the long term. Would it have hurt me? Quite possibly. Financially as well as legally. So there's choices that are tough to make on your own.
Yeah.
So I wrote this out of my journey with my son in learning how to be sane, how to get sanity, what worked for me. And as I jotted that down, I'm realizing it's working for other parents. Sanity is possible if you follow those steps.
Yeah.
We need tools. Nobody said, Allison, this is what you need to do. Because when you're in that, you just want somebody to tell you what to do.
That's right. Somebody that you can relate to, who understands.
Tell me how I launch him. Tell me how I deal with the rehab. Tell me how I deal with withdrawal. Tell me, I don't know. And I come back to, I'll tell you how to get sanity. You've got to walk through it yourself. But here's, stop.
Yeah.
Stop. Assemble a support group. Nip the excuses. Implement rules. Trust your instincts. And yield everything to God.